Hi, I'm Nick Ackery. I'm the owner and head instructor here at J&Om Training Academy, and in this video I'm going to be going over on how to hold for a self-hold speed board break. Now this is my preferred way to hold for both a knife chop, which is what you saw me just demonstrate, and a ridge hand strike as well. It doesn't work very well for a punch break, however I don't do those quite as often, so this video is going to be dedicated to how to do our self-hold board break for the knife chop that I just demonstrated. Now, first disclaimer I'm going to make is before you attempt any board break, you should be practicing that technique on a heavy bag or a focus pad with instruction from a qualified instructor before you attempt to do the board break. You want to have your practice repetitions in to know that your technique is there. The reason why I enjoy board breaks so much is because they are the perfect harmony of proper technique, power, and focus with a singular technique. Now, a lot of power breaks can be done with one or two holders where slightly less precision, I'll say, is needed. And the reason I like the speed break so much is because it adds that extra element of technical skill. And the self-hold speed break adds an additional element of technical skill. Now, there are many ways to do this hold that might be preferred by other people. And if you have one that is different from the one I'm going to demonstrate, I'd love to hear it in the comments so that whoever watches this video can also try that method as well. So let's get to the board break and how to hold it, shall we? So first you're going to get yourself a board. For adults at my studio, 17 and older, I use boards that are white pine, 1 inch thick, 10 by 12. In order to hold this board, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find where the curvature of the board is. And this one's very, very hard to see. It's not a very strong one, but if you've been looking at boards for a long time, you'll pick up on them relatively quickly, and there's a slight curve this way. So what we want to do is when we do the strike, we want to be striking into the curve. Now, also, when we hold the board, we want the grain to be parallel to my arm. So we want to make sure that the board is where the grain is going horizontally for this break and not vertically, which could be a problem when doing the break. So to hold the board, the way again, this is preference. This is not the only way to do this. There are other methods. This is my preference and what works best for me. I'm going to take the corner of the board and I'm going to place it into my palm and cradle it where I've just my fingertips on the bottom corner, and the muscles in my thumb are supporting that corner of the board right there. The rest of the board is going to lean against my forearm loosely. So now, lining up the break, I want to hit as close to my forearm as possible. Hitting too high up on the board will cause it to do this flopping motion. With speed breaks, you have to get a final snap in there. The way I tell my students is you want to hit the board so fast that it doesn't realize it's being struck, it just breaks. Odd way to think about it, but if I hit it up here, it flops. If I hit it down here, it snaps onto itself. So I've got my board lined up. I've got my strike is going to be my knife hand strike. I'm focused on my board. I'm looking down. Now, when we strike, you hear me do a key op. That's our focused yell, and that's to get me to extend my energy and just let go and let loose on this. So again, we'll go through all the steps and I'll show you the board break one more time. Check for my curve. I want it facing where I'm chopping into the curve. I've got my grain horizontal. I've got my corner of my board in my palm, cradled with my fingers and my thumb wrapped around the other side. My thumb muscles are supporting the corner of the board there. And I've got the bottom of the board here lined up with my forearm. So I get my position, nice. I line up my shot, focus my energy, take a deep breath in, and strike out. And there you go. How to hold for a self-hold speed break. Again, this works for a chop and a ridge hand. My name is Nick Ackery, and if you like this video, like, subscribe, and share. Check out my other videos. Tung Su.